Hi, I'm Darren Fromal, and welcome to the music scene. I'm sitting here with Utah's own The Assent, Wes, Clint, and Adam. Dave Berger, the critic from the Salt Lake Tribune, said of The Assent that you guys are the most promising new band. What did you think about that?
It was very flattering. When he said that, actually, we had just barely finished recording our EP, so we hadn't had a lot of exposure at that point, so it was pretty cool.
Your debut album came out at the beginning of 2009. Can you tell me about the album and how the album is doing?
It was a very interesting recording process. We we recorded it in a garage with a guy named Greg Hale, and it was the middle of January, and it was freezing, and we were all like wearing big coats trying to play our instruments, and it was pretty crazy, but it came out pretty well, and we've had some good opportunities to play out. We've probably done, I don't know, around 20 shows since we started, and it's been really well received.
So are you guys signed to a label?
No, we're completely independent.
Is there a label you would really like to sign with, or is it just kind of, any?
My personal opinion is I would like to just be independent. I don't know, I think that's cool. I really respect that when bands can do that and really get their name out there, and so I'd like to be one of those bands.
So Adam, you owned a venue called Driftwood, and you put on hundreds of rock shows there. Did that help you develop a more defined ear for different types of music?
I would say yes, but I think I already had that before I started the venue. So the venue was a lot of work, so if you want to start a venue, just remember that, and I don't know really to say about it. It's a lot of emotions. That's about it, really.
Clint, you have been writing songs for years. Where do you get most of your inspiration for your songs?
That is a good question. I would just say I do a lot of thinking. You could ask anybody that knows me well. I like to think about things, and so I guess just from reflecting, I guess that's how I have just thought of things, and I'm the type of person that just goes in and does something even if I don't know what I'm doing. So that's kind of how I did songwriting, was I just started doing it until I got better at it. So.
Wes, you've played with several other bands in the past. How is being in The Assent compared to the past bands you've played with?
There are no alcoholics in this band, which is awesome. I really like that. This is also the first band that I played in that plays the kind of music that I really like to listen to, and I think that Clint is a genius songwriter. I really like his songwriting style, and to be able to participate with him in the process of writing new material is really super exciting for me. We actually have encountered a few people that actually like what we're doing, so that's cool.
That's always a good thing. You guys began The Assent at Battle of the Bands. What was that, the band's first show, and how did that go?
It was our first show. It was funny, interesting, I guess, that actually our name wasn't The Assent at the time. It was D in Detroit. Anyway, long story. But we started the Battle of the Bands, and I had a good time, and that's when we decided that we would be The Assent. It was just originally just going to be the one show, one thing, but we were all like starving to play, I would say. So we decided to go with it and pursue it.
You spoke of the name The Assent. What does that refer to?
Originally it was the idea of ascending. Like, we felt like we were different and we had something just really original to offer the music scene. But the idea of The Assent was to ascend. But I looked up the name, and I had emailed it to the other guys and asked them what they thought, but I actually spelled it wrong when I emailed it. So it's ASSENT, which is like permission or consent kind of, but we just stuck with it because we had already started writing it that way, so it's kind of a fun little thing, I think.
So are you guys touring right now, and what shows are coming up?
We do have a few shows coming up. We pretty much have just stuck local to the Salt Lake Valley. We do have an acoustic show a couple of acoustic shows coming up, and then we're going to be playing at Liquid Joe's in November. That'll be our 1-year anniversary, and so we're hoping to have a big turnout for that. We may also be playing a benefit show down in Washington County, so that'll be the furthest we've ever traveled to play a show, but that'll be kind of fun. We're looking forward to that.
Do you enjoy meeting other bands and playing with other bands on a bill?
Yeah, we love it. There's a band called what's that one called?
Crashing at Dawn.
Crashing at Dawn. Yeah, okay. Those guys are amazing. They're really fun to be around and good people. And it's kind of like the only time we ever get to see them is playing at those shows. So it's kind of like seeing old friends and stuff like that. So they're a lot of fun.
You know, bands that are gigging probably love us just because, well, especially when we first started, we were getting so many gigs and always calling up other bands that we liked, that we thought were good, and we were always getting shows for them, so I think they really liked that.
So what bands did you guys listen to and admire growing up?
Oh, geez, there's so many of them. Some of my personal favorites and some of the bands that I think that, I don't know if it's intentional or accidental, but that we kind of emulate, in my mind anyway, are like Smashing Pumpkins and the Toadies, and just, you know, all of that great 90s rock, Nirvana, that sort of thing.
What about you guys? Same thing? Or?
I think the interesting thing about the Assent is because we're kind of different genres, generations of rock music, so like we all come from different backgrounds, should I say, of rock music, so we all bring something different to the table, and that's why our music kind of sounds different and kind of I guess you could say like it has a taste of like what's indie now and what was like grunge in the past, and so I think we're a good combination of all sorts of things from good mixture.
In case it wasn't obvious that we're a pretty nice spread age-wise, so
No, not at all. No. Is there another album coming out from the Assent soon?
Yeah, we're planning on maybe not an album, but another EP. We've written several songs together that we're very excited about getting recorded, and it's just, you know, a matter of finding time to do it. But hopefully soon.
Are there any venues that you haven't played yet that you'd really like to play at?
In the venue? In the venue, yeah.
Energy Solution Center? Does that count?
There you go. That's definitely a good one, you know. So do you have any idea when the new EP might be coming out?
As absolutely as soon as we can manage it. We have the budget ready to go and do it. It's just a matter of, you know, lining up schedules and getting in the studio, picking a studio. We haven't even really picked a studio yet, so.
Well, you heard it here, guys. Sometime in the future, the new album from the Assent will be coming out. Look for it. You can find these guys on MySpace, Twitter. Are you guys twittering? Twitter,
iTunes,
Facebook, iTunes, everywhere. Just punch in the Assent, search for the Assent. It'll pop up, and you got it. So thank you guys for joining me here on The Music Scene. I'm Darren Fromal, and this is The Music Scene.
Show more patience, you take another route.